What's behind it? This is a follow-up piece to It's a Cover-Up, where I speculated on there being a plan to cover the sun, and a couple of ideas towards that, as well as the publicised idea about it. Realising it becomes helpful to their cause, for people to presume they are spraying us with something, as it deflects somewhat from the act of it, and the purpose of it if it's not that. Because many have pointed out, how would you avoid it for yourself and your family if it was in the air, everywhere? And I do not deny, it would go towards the idea that the overall environment is being disrupted and poisoned in a so far public way, with sewage dumping, cloud seeding causing flooding, farming restrictions leaning towards coals and targets for the madness of net zero, mass illness caused by vaccines, as well as wanting everyone terrified of rain, snow and sunshine. Being able to manipulate the weather does indeed help their agenda. But that is all very out in the open. So why would they bother to hide any kind of extra toxic input into our lives? In fact, they usually take great pleasure in informing people of what they are doing, letting you know in a subtle way, completely obvious, or where you have to read between the lines to understand. But it's there. I do keep wondering what might have changed with the sun though, if anything, and what it is that might need to be obscured so that certain things aren't revealed or exposed at this time. There is talk of angels, crafts in the sky, the Hopi legends of spiderwebs in the sky, and various other ideas to mull over or look into. In one of my articles about the idea of a layered firmament, a world within a world, I mention a possibility of multiple layers to the firmament, which came up again in mind today after taking a photograph of the sun. To me it looked as though there was a gap, a hole to look through where the real blue sky was observable, and our sun appeared as just a projection of that real sun in the next layer. Sounds wild, I know, but that is how it looks. Make up your own mind on that one though. They say we see what we want to see, so who knows? I sometimes just like to take pictures of the sky and clouds, without expecting to see anything, and it's often upon later inspection that something is revealed, as has happened before in my article Unexplained 1. But that was for what looked like an object. This is something quite different, and wasn't seen with the naked eye, only by way of photograph, as the sun was too bright to look at. Almost as if looking through a hole in water, where the real sun is shining, and it's only the reflection showing through, without a distorted ripple, so you wouldn't know it was water you were looking through, like in The Bit in Between. It also looks reminiscent of falling down the rabbit hole, where the sun disappears as you fall even further into the underworld, leaving the ordinary and normal behind. And because we find ourselves in such odd times, where it seems as though the insane, abnormal and deviant has become the norm, it's starting to feel as though we have fallen into an underland. Let's hope we all manage to find our way up and out, and not let ourselves get trapped and buried alive like the rabbits in Watership Down, or end up being a piece of a cave or tunnel as shown in One Thing Leads to Another, like in previous times of upheaval and cult worship. I've said it before and no doubt I'll say it again. These are indeed some strange times we are living through.